Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, DNJ Reads. I'm Danielle, and today I'll be bringing you the second half of my series I have not finished yet video. So I'm back and we're continuing on with all of the series that I am not up to date with yet. So we're just going to get right on into this. If you've watched the first one, you know that I did Omegaverse, monsters, paranormal, and contemporary romances. And then I said I had 7 altogether. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about sci-fi, mystery, and all of the fantasy that I have to continue on with. So I'm just going to jump right on into it. And first category is going to be the sci-fi category. And the first series that I have is the DC Icons series. And this kind of follows all the DC characters. So the only book that I've read in this is Sarah J. Maas's Wonder Woman book. I read this for a prompt for Magical Readathon this month. I really enjoyed it, actually. I never thought I was going to read this book from her. I owned it because I'm a completionist and I wanted to own everything that she has written. But I picked it up and it was a good time. So I kind of want to continue on. I do own one of the other books, the Black Canary one. So hopefully I'll pick that one up next and continue on with the series at some point. And then the only other sci-fi one that I have to talk about is the Fractalverse by Christopher Paolini. I've read To Sleep in a Sea of Stars, and I have to continue on with, I think it's a novella just called The Fractalverse. And excited for that one, hoping to pick that up soon. Next up is the mystery series, and quite a few of these are young adult mysteries with just like one adult mystery in there. So the first one is One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. I've listened to all of these on audiobook. I really enjoyed them. I just have not listened to this newest one that has come out, the last one. Hopefully I'll be picking that up soon. They're just a good time, so I highly suggest them. And then also is the Robert Langdon series. I started this a long time ago because my dad really liked them. Obviously, I've seen the Da Vinci Code, enjoyed those. I've read 2 to 3 of these books. I don't remember a lot of the third one, so I don't know if I'm counting it or not because I'm probably going to reread all of them, but I do have them, so I want to get to them at some point because I've really enjoyed them. Then I have the Inheritance Game series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This one was a fun read as well, and I have to read the last book in this series. A lot of these series that I need to read are just, I need to read one more book and then I'm done. I just don't know what's stopping me. I have a problem. And then last up, I have Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. And again, I just need to read 9 Liars or something like that, the last book in the series. Hopefully I'll get to it. I really enjoyed this one. It's about these kids who go away to school. They're super smart and they have to like pick one thing to focus on. So she picks the murder that happened at the school she's at. So fun. I really enjoyed it. But then the last big category that I have that has 33 entries in it is going to be the fantasy category. So we're just going to start right off and go through them. So first off, I have A Dark and Hollow Star series by Ashley Shuttleworth. I read the first one. I got a arc from NetGalley for it. Really enjoyed it. Very fun, very queer oriented. And I just really want to pick up the rest of this series at some point. Then I have the Awakens series by Elise Kova. I started this so long ago and I only have one book that I need to read in it, but I feel like I've forgotten so much of what's happened in the first 4 books that it's going to be hard for me to pick that up without rereading some of them or even just like skimming them for a synopsis or something like that. Then I have the All Souls series by Elizabeth Harkness. This is a witchy series that I probably should have put in paranormal, but it's staying in here because I'm not changing anything. But I'm excited about that one. I do have the second book on my spooky season TBR, so hopefully I'll continue on with that soon. And then I do have another Elise Kova series, which is A Trial of Scorcerers. I've read the first one, have not continued on, but do plan to. And then next up, I have the Belladonna series by Adalyn Grace. Loved Belladonna, Foxglove, and Wisteria are on my spooky season TBR, so maybe this is one that I might actually finish soon. And then I have the Chaos series by Claire Farrell. I started these a really long time ago as well. I was getting them from the library and then just for some reason I stopped reading them. It was fun. It was fey. I do want to pick it up again. I'm very excited for that to finish that one. Then I have the Crowns of Nyaxia series by Carissa Broadbent. This is going to be a pretty expansive series as well. I have only read the first one, The Serpent and the Wings of Night, but I do want to continue. But I do think I may need to reread that one because when I was reading it, I was just like powering through it and kind of skimmed a little and just need to continue on with it altogether. Next, I have the Daughter of Smoke and Bone series by Laini Taylor. I own all of them, and it is another fantasy series, Angels, Demons. Can't wait for that. That is like one of my favorite things. I gave the first book 5 stars when I read it, and I really just want to continue on with that. Then I have the Deadly Divine series by Ella Fields, and this was one I just recently started. I got Nectar of the Wicked from Fairy Loot, and then I have the next book out on Kindle Unlimited right now. It's on my phone. Like, I just need to pick it up and read it. But again, super bad about finishing series out. Hopefully I'll get to that one soon, though. And then we have Emily Wilde series by Heather Fawcett. This is another Fairy Loot that I got. Read the first one, just have not continued on. This one was fun. It was Fae, and I just love Fae books, so I can't pass one up. So hopefully, again, I will continue on with that soon. And then we have the Kingdom of the Wicked series. If you watched my spooky season TBR, I do have Kingdom of the Feared on there. So hopefully I will be finishing that out this year. We'll see. But next up is The Left-Handed Booksellers of London by Garth Nix. Read the first one. I know the second one's out. There might be a third one. I just don't know if I'm going to continue with this one right now. It seems probable, but I very well could just kind of let that one go at some point. I don't know. Then I have Little Thieves by Margaret Owen. This was an Illumicrate book that I got. I really loved the first one, and I just haven't gotten around to picking up the second or third yet. I do want to pick it up, though. We'll hopefully be doing that soon. Then I have the Married to Magic series by Elise Kova. I feel like I love starting Elise Kova series and just not finishing them, but A Duel with the Vampire King is on my TBR again for the spooky season, so at least I'll make some progress in that. There is the Siren one as well as a wolf one. So I don't think the wolf one is out yet. The siren one should be. Again, I don't really like books set around water. We'll see how I feel about that one, but I have been liking all of those so far. And then I have the Monsters series by Vanessa Len, another Fairy Loot that I started and just have not continued with. I do think this is only a duology though, so I should be able to finish it up soon if I can manage to pick it up. Who knows? Then I have the Once Upon a Broken Heart series by Stephanie Meyer. This one, again, was a Fairy Loot book that I got. I feel like I get so many Fairy Loot books that I start the series and then I don't actually end up finishing them. But Stephanie Meyer's is one that I read her Caraval series and really enjoyed. I know that one has another book coming out, Spectacular, which I probably should have put on this list, but that's okay. Whatever, it's not out yet. Who knows? I'll definitely be picking that one up as soon as possible because I really liked that. But the Once Upon a Broken Heart, I read the first one, have not read A Curse for True Love or the last one yet, but hopefully I'll be picking those up soon. I did like the series, the characters, I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Then I have the Rogue Mage series by Faith Hunter. This is one I started a very long time ago. I remember being like in high school and going to a closing of like a Borders bookstore in the mall. And I got the first 2 for really, really cheap. And I just never got around to finding the third one. So I finally picked up a copy of the third one. I reread the first one recently. Now I have to just reread the second one so that I can finally read the third one and be finished with that series. Then I have Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. I just need to read the last book in this series. This one was a fun one as well. Could have put it on my spooky season TBR since it's witches and witch hunters and paranormal things like that. But hopefully I'll pick it up at some point. Also have the Shades of Magic series by V.E. Schwab. I have read the first one. I loved the Addie LaRue book, so I started reading the rest of her backlist. I really enjoyed the first one in this series. I do need to continue on. I just saw that Owl Crate put out like the prettiest editions of this series. I want them so bad, but I don't even know if I like love this series yet. So I really should continue on before I decide if I'm going to buy those or not. Then I have 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. Love the first one. Again, like most of these others, Fairy Loot, and just want to continue on with that. Then I have Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I have only read the first one in this series. I do need to finish that out, but I am going to have to reread the first one to finish that one. Then I have the Supernatural Investigation series by B.B. Alston. This is a middle grade series. I started it because it sounded fun and I really want to continue on with that. That is a cute one though. Then I have the Atlas series by Olivia Blake. I have all 3 books that I got from Fairy Loot. I read the first one before it was picked up, so I do have the original edition of the first one as well. Really enjoyed it, liked what was going on in it, so I will be continuing on with that one soon. And then The Celestial Kingdom duology by Su Lin Tan, another of the Asian romances that I've gotten from Fairy Loot. I absolutely love them. They've been doing a ton lately and I've been really enjoying them, but I do want to continue on with that. I do have Heart of the Sun Warrior. I own that and I do want to pick up books that I own, so hopefully I'll be picking that up soon. Then I have The Gilded Wolves by Roshni Chokshi. This one, I've read the first one. I have not read the second or third one yet. I'm kind of on the fence about this one. It was good. It was kind of Six of Crows-esque, but Six of Crows was better, so I didn't know if I wanted to continue on with this one. Then I have The Inheritance Cycle by Christopher Paolini. This is his dragon, kind of middle grade, but kind of reads adult-like anyway, series, which is like Aragon and then all the other dragons. So I do really want to pick that one up soon and finish that out because I only haven't read Inheritance, which is the last one. So hopefully I'll be able to get through those and pick that one up soon. Then I have The Mortal Fates by Jay Bree. This is a fae romance. I've read the first 2 novellas in it, want to pick up the rest of them. Then next up is the Nevernight Chronicle by Jay Kristoff. I've read the first one, Nevernight. I really liked it. I liked that it had the footnotes in it. So I really want to pick up physical copies of it so that I can actually like read it and then go from there and finish that off because I do like Jay Kristoff a lot. I also have the Plated Prisoner series by Raven Kennedy. I really love the 3 that I've read in that series and I want to continue on with that. I just have not gotten around to picking them up again, which I feel like is the same thing I say for everything else. Eventually I will get there. I really wanted to get the Fairy Loot editions of them, but I missed out on that. I know they're so expensive to buy, so I'm just kind of holding on to see if anybody else will do like a full set of them when the last one comes out. But I also have the Prison Healer series by Lynette Noni. This is another Fairy Loot series. I read the first one, 5 stars. I can't wait to pick up the rest of them. I have all the editions. I just haven't gotten to them yet because I've kind of been slowly not reading all of my physical editions. Ebooks are so much easier, so I don't know. We'll see when I get to them. Then I have The Roots of Chaos by Samantha Shannon. This is the biggest book I've like almost ever read, and I don't know if I want to read the next one because it's just as big. It's fantasy dragons, so much fun. So I do want to pick it up at some point, but I really need to have some time to sit and read it because it is so chunky. And then I also have The World of the Narrows by Adrienne Young. Again, it is water-based, so I've kind of been like, about it, but Fable and Namesake were fun. I have the Fairy Loot editions, which is the only reason I started reading them in the first place. But now I think I just have some novellas that I need to finish off to finish that series. And then lastly, I have the Villains series by V.E. Schwab. Again, loved Addie LaRue, wanted to pick up her backlist, so I picked up Villains. Really enjoyed that one, and I want to continue on with that. That one actually maybe could be more sci-fi than fantasy, but I put her under fantasy anyway. But I'm very excited for that. I do need to reread the first one in order to read the second one, but I've heard good things and I really, really want to pick those up. So these are all the rest of the series that I need to finish out. Obviously, some of these are going to like pop in, pop out when new books come out, everything like that. Like I said in the first video, I'm up to like 170 series that I'm currently reading. So that's just crazy, but I love to read, so hopefully maybe one day, probably never, but maybe one day I will finish everything that I'm currently in the middle of. That is the goal. We'll cross our fingers and see if that ever happens. So if you've read any of these and think I should read them sooner rather than later, because I'm really going to love them, definitely let me know in the comments below. If you're currently reading anything and want to chat, I would love to chat with you. But if you don't have anything to say, but still want to leave me something to let me know you were here, why don't you leave me an emoji that describes your favorite genre? And I will see you next time. Bye.